The Lemonade Stand is a collection of freaking amazing young entrepreneurs and their intriguing stories.
It's also packed with other great adventures to get you thinking.
If this podcast doesn't motivate you to get off your fat, lazy butt and do something, then nothing will.
If a kid can do it, so can you.
Now pull up a chair and join us at the Lemonade Stand.
So hey guys, welcome to the Lemonade Stand podcast. It is super nice to have you. We've got two visitors today, Jordan Williams and Brandon Iverson. Now these are two 16-year-old guys. They're entrepreneurs, they're public speakers, and they're authors. They're kind of doing it all right now. And where are you guys at?
We're based out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. And I understand you got your start at the ripe old age of 10 years old. Can you give me a little rundown on what the heck you guys were doing at 10 years old?
Like you said, we started our first business at the age of 10. And basically, we wanted to start our first business because basically we were tired of depending on our parents for money all the time. And we wanted to get the toys and the games that, a 10-year-old would want at the time that we wanted it. But sometimes, our parents couldn't get it at the times that we wanted it. So the only way that we were able to get the money that we needed to get those things that we wanted was to start our own business. So our first business that we started at 10 was called Kids Toys Inc. And Kids Toys Inc. was basically like an online eBay that we started where we would use our old toys and games that we didn't use anymore, and we sold it online. We sold it to our friends, our family, the community, and really anywhere that we could. And it was a great way for us to get our feet wet with entrepreneurship. And we even started a newspaper based off of Kids Toys Inc. to help advertise that around the school and to let people know a little bit more about what we were doing. And then at 13...
So, hold on, 10 years old, you're talking about like the 6th grade, 5th grade?
That was probably the 4th or 5th grade.
4th, 5th grade. So you guys are like, hey, mom and dad aren't giving us enough cash. What are we going to do about this? Yeah. What are we going to do about this problem? All right, cool. And then what'd you do? How that lasted a couple years?
Yep, that lasted 2 or 3 years. And then we actually started a new business at 13 called Making Money for Teens. And basically we use all the knowledge that we acquired from business and reading books and going to seminars and just soaking in all this financial education. And we applied that to the different products that we created in Making Money for Teens, such as the books that we published, some of the CDs that we created. And through the business, we were able to speak on how to start your own business for teens, how to invest, and how to become leaders in your business.
That is amazing. You guys are doing exactly what I want to do. You know that? You're like, you're 16 years old, and you guys are exactly doing what I set out to do. I'm not that old. I'm 38, but you guys are way ahead of the game on this. Way ahead of the game. I love it. When you guys go out and do speaking engagements, who are you talking to youth?
Yeah, most of our speaking engagements have been to schools, youth programs. We just got back from St. Louis last week, actually, speaking at an event with about 1,000 teenagers from grades 9 to 12. So that's usually our target market, just speaking to them on topics like investing, starting their own business, and how they can really make their own opportunities right now.
What's the reception like? Do the kids eat it up? Do they feel hungry for this kind of information, or do their eyes gloss over?
Well, actually, the teens really love this information because really teens love the topic of money. That's what
I can imagine.
I've noticed. They all want to be able to make their own money to get to the shoes that they want on the weekends, or to spend money to buy the new clothes that they want, or even a lot of people are saving for a new car as they're getting older, or money for tuition as they're going to college. So I think that a lot of them are really interested, and they really accept it, and they look up to us because we started at such a young age, and they can sort of relate to that because we're in the exact same situation that they're in, going to school every day, playing sports, but at the same time, we're trying to do something on the business side.
Let's go back to Kids Toys Inc. I'm just curious, when you guys needed money and you thought, you know what, we need money for our own toys, and you start this company, did something set that fire besides the fact that you just wanted toys? Was there a mentor or somebody in your life that said, hey, don't you guys realize you have the potential to go and do this? Or did you literally just come up with this concept of making your own money at 10 years old completely on your own?
Well, actually, I think the idea came from my own dad, who's an entrepreneur himself. Me and Jordan have actually grown up in an entrepreneurial household where we never really seen our parents actually go to a job. They've always worked from home. They've always made their own businesses. So my dad actually gave me the book when I was 10 years old called Rich Dad, Poor Dad for Teens by Robert Kiyosaki. And
I know the book very well.
Yeah, and it's a great book. It's a great read for teens, so definitely go check that out. But anyway, my dad gave me that book and said, if you really want to make money and if you really want to start making money at a young age, then you need to read this book. So I read the book, and it really opened my eyes into the entrepreneurial world. And then I called up Jordan and said, we need to make a business together. And that's how it all started.
That's perfect. That's how it should happen in every household. It's just so rare. Number one, it's rare to have parents that are entrepreneurs. That's a unique experience for the both of you. And then to have your parents motivate you and push you into starting your own thing at such a young age. That's incredible. You guys are very lucky to be in that situation. I've found that
Definitely.
Generally speaking, kids aren't as fortunate to have a parent or two parents that are motivating them to be self-reliant at especially such a young age. So that is wonderful. And I also really appreciate the fact that you guys are taking on that role as mentors and individuals that are passing on that information and education so that people in the same situation as you can have a similar opportunity. So kudos to you guys. I think it's fabulous and wonderful what you're doing. Tell me more about making money for teens. What is that all about? And just kind of walk me through the steps you guys did in creating that.
Well, Making Money for Teens is a business we started when we were 13 years old. And basically, it's a teen financial education company. And so through Making Money for Teens, we've created a book series and also a CD series that teaches teens on different financial topics. And basically, how we really got started with it was Brandon talked a little about how our dads were financial advisors and our dads worked together for a long while. And we would always go to their meetings on Tuesday nights. And basically, we would help them set up and we would sell their products for them in the back. And over all these years, we really just soaked in all the information they would say at their meetings. We went to them whenever they went to other seminars. And then we really just wanted to take the information we were receiving and put it in a way that teens could understand, because we thought this information was really important for teens also as they're getting older, as they're getting into adult life. It's really important that they learn now how to manage money, because that's a skill that they're going to need throughout their whole life. And so we just wanted to take the information we got and put it in products that would make it really easy for teens to learn it and start applying it to perfect it at a young age.
What kind of success have you seen with your CD series? Have you had some pretty good numbers, or anybody ordering it? Do you guys, is it an online thing? Do they order online, then you ship? How's that work?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of both. We do have a site, makingmoneyforteens.org, and we sell the products through that way. But we also get a lot of support when we go to speak. We always have our products with us, and people have loved them. And I think it's really been a good turnout because, like I said, the teens can really relate to it because it's not coming from an adult's perspective that might be a little complicated, but it's from a teen's perspective, and we try to put it as simple as we can put it in a way that teens can relate to.
I think this kind of information is what's lacking in our society.
Right.
You don't go to school and learn, hey, 101 entrepreneurship.
Right,
it doesn't exist. It's completely missing from our curriculum. And while we do get taught a little bit of economics in high school, there's a major difference between understanding a little bit of economics and somebody actually mentoring and helping you and starting your own business.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people would love to be their own boss and to be an entrepreneur, but they have little to no idea of where to begin, and it seems scary.
Definitely.
Have you guys had any scary moments, or has fear played a part in your growth?
I think when we first started our business, there was fear of not succeeding. As young 14, 15, 16-year-old entrepreneurs, as we were growing up, we were afraid that people wouldn't take us seriously because, obviously we're teens teaching financial education, where you see, business leaders who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s who are teaching this information as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we were afraid that people wouldn't take us seriously when we go to different events. People wouldn't, buy our products or wouldn't, again, take us seriously because we were at a young age. So I think the biggest thing was the fear of not succeeding, not being taken seriously, and people not appreciating the things that we were doing. But over time, we learned that through the things that we're doing, through our business, through the speaking engagements that we're doing, people, and then especially teens who relate to us, definitely appreciate the things that we're doing because we put it on a relatable level and we're giving them information that they can use for their whole life.
I love it. Have you guys, this could be, I might be getting too personal, but this is, I'm sure listeners are going to be interested. When you guys started Kids Toys Inc. and then you went on and started the CD series, did you guys ever end up making enough money to buy that stuff you were originally wanting to buy?
Yeah, I think we definitely were. And, it wasn't, I wouldn't say that it was a one thing that we wanted to buy, but it would be the little things such as like having money to go to the movies on the weekend or having money to get the new Jordans that came out on Saturday. And so, and a lot of those experiences during Kids Toys Inc. is what sparked the information that we were given in Making Money for Teens, because we would gather all of our old toys and games and sell them. But then at the same time, we would be investing into mutual funds or investing back into our business. And so those tools that we were learning while we were trying to become independent and learn for ourselves is what we were putting back into Making Money for Teens. And as a result, we got the opportunity to not always need an allowance. We could create our own money and be able to buy the new shoes on our own or buy the new Xbox game on our own and become independent in our own way. And I think that was a great thing, a great learning lesson for us.
That'll set you up for success throughout the rest of your life.
Right.
You guys have a long ways to go, and you guys have a foundation that's very rare and unique, especially for 16-year-old young men that are, you guys, it'll be interesting to see where you end up. What are you guys doing now? What's going on now in your life?
Well, right now we actually started a new business called Young Moguls Brand that we started back in August. And it's a clothing line that we started that's kind of a spinoff of Making Money for Teens, still promoting that positive entrepreneurial message for teens, but at the same time, it's being urban and trendy, keeping up with the teen generation through the clothing that we offer. So far, we've already come out with 3 or 4 different products, such as hoodies, T-shirts, long sleeves, and things like that. Mm-hmm. So that's currently what that's our next endeavor that we're working on right now.
And see, I love this. Your first business idea at 10 has spun off to another business idea at 13, and now here at 16, you're going a whole different direction into retail.
Yeah.
And you're gonna learn that at 16. You're gonna know more about selling retail and clothes manufacturing than most people will in a lifetime. So that's perfect. Way to set yourselves up.
Thank you.
I always tell people when I'm interviewing them, picture us standing around a lemonade stand, and our buddy John, we'll call him John, he's set this thing up and he's trying to make some money. He's selling, maybe a cup of lemonade an hour. He's making maybe $1 an hour. And, if you guys saw him doing this, although that's commendable, I love lemonade stands. Every time I see one on the corner, I stop and I buy as much lemonade as I can drink because I want that kid to understand that I respect and appreciate what they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give our friend John that's doing the lemonade stand right now that's, just starting out? He's got a fire in him. He wants to be an entrepreneur. But what is your best advice that you could give him?
My first piece of advice would be just to continue to not be afraid to fail, really, because I think that one of the benefits of starting as a young entrepreneur is that you have the time to make mistakes and have the time to fail, but it doesn't hurt you as much as it would hurt you as if you were 35 and running a business. So I think Brandon and I, sometimes we make mistakes, but we learn from those mistakes, and it just makes us more prepared for the future when we're older, and once we don't have as much leeway to make mistakes. And I would also say to keep expanding the business and to always put creativity in it, because there's always more you can do. And Brandon and I are really seeing that in our Young Moguls brand business, because we've been doing well in the Atlanta area, but we're really trying to branch out, not to just have a local business, but to have a global business and take it as far as it really can go. And we know that there's no limitations on it.
You're living in a time, when there really doesn't have to be any limitations on your business.
Right.
It's pretty easy to get the word out. Anything you want to add, Brandon?
I would like to say that when you want to start your own business, you have to really be committed and dedicated to it if you're really passionate about what you're doing. I think a lot of teens in our generation, one day they want to become, a rapper, and then the next week they want to be, an engineer. So I think when you're starting a business, you have to find an idea. You have to be passionate about it. So with John, he has a lemonade stand, and you want to figure out a way to be unique and not do what everyone else is doing, because that really sets you apart from the competitors and all the different people who are doing the similar things that you're doing. So really, as a teen, you really want to be committed and dedicated to it. Manage your schedule. With us, me and Jordan, we're a part of the basketball team. Obviously we have school obligations, but we always try to find 10 to 15 hours a week to work on our business to put it at the level that we envision it going. So again, just be determined to be dedicated to your business and be committed, because it will benefit you in the long run.
And you guys are living proof of that, because here we are. It's after 10 o'clock at night, and you guys are still up talking to me on a podcast about your businesses. You're living what you're saying, and I think that action of doing is so crucial.
Definitely.
John, the great thing about John is he actually set up his lemonade stand, and he didn't just think about it. He actually put a stool out there, made a sign, made some lemonade, and said, "Hey, somebody buy this." And that's what you guys have done. You didn't just talk about, oh, how nice would it be to have money, to buy the latest greatest. You actually thought, wait, what can we do to create money? And then you went out and did it. And that's such a difference between the thinkers and the doers. You got to do it. So wonderful information. Sounds like you guys are doing a great job. We're going to link to everything you guys are doing on the show notes. If anybody wants to check in and have a look, you can check out the books, Teenpreneur Marketing Guide. The other one is called Who Needs an Allowance? I would highly recommend downloading or purchasing the CD series if anybody's interested in some of the basics. You guys talk about stocks, investing, starting your own business, and leadership skills, all necessary things to understand and learn. So Jordan and Brandon, I want to thank you guys again for coming on the Lemonade Stand podcast tonight. And we'll be following you, and we will definitely check in with you another time and see what's going on with your clothing company.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. Thank you so much, and we will be in touch.